Alright guys, I apologize, this is not going to be the greatest sounding video. We're outdoors with no microphone. I just wanted to kind of give an intro of what I've got going on this year as far as my new computer controlled outdoor lighting, my way of bringing Disney lighting to my Halloween haunt and just in general to my property year round. So we're using Color Kinetics fixtures from Philips. And I've got a few tricks and a few things that I did that are kind of non-conventional even as far as their system goes. So the first is going to be right here. This is my LCOM outdoor enclosure. And as you can see inside this, we have the Philips Color Kinetics power supply. This is the 150 watt, along with a outdoor Wi-Fi module, smart home control, and then we've got two thermostatically controlled fans. So everything in a certain section, a certain zone, comes into these enclosures. The physical outdoor enclosure that Color Kinetics makes is only capable of handling one of their bigger fixtures, or I think 4 of the smaller fixtures, whereas this one will actually handle 12 of these smaller fixtures, or 1 of the bigger fixtures and then 8 of the smaller ones, which is how I'm using it. I've got my large tree set up with one of their high-powered Color Blast fixtures, and then I've got a bunch of Color Burst, their smallest fixture, at different places around here. So let's show you more. Alright guys, as you can see down here, we've got a Color Blast 12 fixture. So this is kind of the highest powered fixture that is a DC fixture. These are 24 volt DC fixtures. I didn't want to run a ton of like mid-level voltage, 120 volt plus cabling around the yard. So these are installed just like standard landscape lights essentially. This one comes pre-attached with, I think, 60 feet of 18 gauge cable on it. I actually had to go about 68 feet. So for all of my fixtures, I have upgraded my cabling to an outdoor direct burial 16 gauge instead of the 18 gauge. So my voltage drop is actually better than the included one given my distance. But that said, the Color Burst 4 fixtures can be daisy chained up to 50 feet. You can daisy chain 4 of them, so power supply to the first fixture, first to second, second to third, and so on. With this fixture right here, it can be the only one on the line. This one has to go directly back to the power supply and takes up an entire output of the power supply. However, we wanted to really showcase this big tree and decided that this fixture was kind of the only way to really put the light out. As you can see here, we've got a few of these black Color Burst 4 fixtures. These were actually significantly brighter than I thought they would be, and they are perfect for like your residential landscape lighting replacement. So each one of these fixtures is actually independently addressable over the Ethernet connection, as well as being DMX controllable, all 3 channels. So these are RGB fixtures, but they have extremely good alignment. So when your RGB is at full, you actually get a very nice white color, and you can dial that back to a warm white, cool white, or essentially any of the color mixes that you could do with a standard RGB, but you don't have a ton of the rainbowing that you get from usual independent LEDs. Kind of a product of being a commercial high-end light fixture. Now these are actually the same company that does a lot of the lighting products for Disney World. I don't necessarily know that they use a lot of the Color Burst 4 fixtures. It wouldn't surprise me, but I know quite a few of the linear bars, the Color Blast 12, things like that are readily used to light a lot of places around the castle and a lot of your landscape lighting and architectural features there. All right, one last thing here. You can kind of see in some of the areas, I've got these like landscape plant hooks. I still need to tidy up the cabling on this one, but these are put up so they shine down below eye level. So these are a down light rather than an up, but still give me complete color control and everything, but work as far as my path lighting. So I've got my general walking path that people are going to be coming through, and then these act kind of like as a little puddle light to allow me to set some different moods and have everything completely weatherproof. That's been a big thing, is I needed outdoor lights for all of the years that we've had of rain. I kind of got sick of having to run things in or just use your standard outdoor weatherproof lights that offer very, very little, if any, controls. You can really just screw in a light bulb and move on. All right, guys, I just wanted to show you here, you've got the overhead messenger wire for my cafe lights around the property, and these, you know, are tensioned up really well with turnbuckles and everything. So as far as my lighting, I've got a few more to do, but there's actually going to be one up on that tree lighting down, and then a couple of the other trees, as well as a bunch of my up lighting, like your conventional landscape lighting. So a lot of this is going to actually be supported by this messenger wire to the areas where I can't dig. We've got an extreme amount of rock here, so it just makes it quite difficult. This is the wire I was talking about. This is actually a tray cable, but it is an outdoor direct burial UV stabilized cable. As you can see, it's pretty small here. And I just got a big spool of it from, I think, Wire and Cable Your Way. And this is what I've got going from my power supply to my individual lights, and then from my lights, daisy chain to the other ones. Instead of some of the bigger fixtures have their included cable, but this makes it just a whole lot easier to run, to splice in, especially digging trenches and doing the burial and everything, and then coming back and adding the fixtures later. All right, guys, I just wanted to end this with, you know, just kind of subscribe to the channel if you like this video. I intend on putting a lot more up. I wanted to get a ton of content and things, and, you know, I always have the best intentions with this stuff, but I decided this one didn't need to be ultra professional, just kind of an intro to what I'm doing with my lighting, and I intend to post a lot more in-depth stuff and a lot of how I'm going about doing a lot of this landscape lighting. I'm taking a lot of cues from Disney, and then greatly modding on things with wireless lighting control and a lot of things like that. Doing an extensive amount of research too into how Disney does their lighting and how, you know, most theme parks and things. So this is completely beyond the realm of anything I found as far as residential or even professional haunts in most instances, other than just like the DMX control. So check back often. I hope to have more of these videos up, maybe a little bit more professional audio next time. But again, I just wanted to give this intro into my Color Kinetics system. Thanks, guys, and check back later.